Hey guys, Pam here with Craft How, and we're going to do a real quick challenge. Here's a photo that someone was asking about on Facebook. It's just a picture. If I go to send, you can see that there are no cut lines on the photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a 3-layer decal based on what the person was asking to do, and we are going to do a timed challenge. So let's start right now. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to trace this because it's just a box. Of course, you're going to take a little more time with this if you're doing a higher quality image, but for demonstration purposes, because we're teaching techniques, this is what we're going to do. So now you can see that we have this image here, so I'm just going to move this off to the side because we don't need it anymore. I am going to fill this with black so that you guys can see the image, and the line colors are still red so you can see those. Now we want to make this into a multicolor decal, and one of the things that we need to do is to have registration marks to do that if we're going to be layering. So what I did here is I just drew a rectangle. I want it to be identical, so I'm going to duplicate this rectangle off to the side here, and I'm just going to hit Shift and tab it over a few spaces with my arrow key. I am going to Control G group those, and now I'm going to center those on my decal. So those are going to stay there no matter what I do. Right now we're working on the black layer, so I'm going to fill them all with black. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to group these because I don't want these rectangles to move away from this lion head. Now what we're going to do, because it's going to be a 3-color decal, I'm going to make 3 layers. So I'm going to size this down just so that it all fits on the same thing and you guys can see what I'm doing. We want to, anytime we make any copies, we want to make sure everything is getting sized or resized with everything else. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make 3 copies, and you could just Control C, Control V if you wanted to. I'm working on a PC. So here are my 3 copies. Okay, so this copy is going to stay black, so we're not going to do anything different with that one. With this copy, we want it to be a different color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup. Now, I'm also going to go in here and I'm going to take the coloring off so that you guys can see the cut lines. And then I'm going to highlight everything and I'm going to release the compound path. Now what this does is it breaks apart the entire image so that all of these pieces are separate pieces now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this outer piece here and I'm going to delete that. Now if I take all of these and fill them with a color, let's say yellow for instance, you can see, and actually let's also fill this piece in with that same yellow because this will be our yellow layer. Now what we can do is we can go in here and delete anything that we don't want yellow. So if we don't want this part of the face to be yellow, we can take that out. We don't want the teeth to be yellow, we can take that out. We don't want the tongue or the nose to be yellow. So now we've got the, let's take the eyes out too. There you go. So now if we group all of these together, Control G group, and we put these registration marks on top, you can see what parts of the lion are now yellow. Okay, so same thing here with this piece. And again, this is all grouped together, so it's not going to move. Now this piece here, also all grouped together. So the first thing we're going to do is ungroup everything. We're going to right click again, release compound path. And now we can take the color out so that we can see what we're working with. So if this one, we just wanted to do the teeth, for example, we can again delete everything except for the teeth. There we go. And those need to stay in this position relative to these boxes here, right? So now we're going to Control G group. We're going to fill that with, in this case, I'm just going to use gray so that you'll be able to see that they're still a different color. And now they all move together. So now, again, if we line this up with these boxes here, like we're going to do when we actually go to layer the piece, you'll see that the teeth are a different color. So you can go on and on with this, however many colors. If you wanted each strand of hair or highlight to be a different color, you could certainly do that. We are about 4.5 minutes in, and we're actually took longer than it actually needs to take, but now you guys know how to do it. And I hope that helps so much. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. Have a great day.